brother's going to give Alison away, and Ian is wearing the kilt that our father's kilt, which is probably maybe 70, 80 years old. If Daddy were alive today, it'd be 100. And so that is, it's quite emotional for us to see our brother Ian wearing this kilt. Our father, Ronnie, is definitely present tonight, and he'd have a tear in his eye as he watched his lovely Alison walk down the aisle. He was quick to tears. And he wasn't even Italian. Anyway, yes, now Sandy and Hector. Sandy and Karen, thank you, Esther. And Ian and Alison, hopefully. Thank you. Thank you, cousins, really. That was magical. As you can see, we've got a lovely night of music ahead of us, co-produced by these two special people in front of us. Now, before the formal ceremony, my sister Rona, who is a rather special singer, as you will hear, is going to sing O Mio Cara. Sorry, excuse me. O Mio Bambino Caro, a Puccini piece. Now, Puccini was a favorite composer of Mike and Nereo's mother, and sorry, I'm getting nervous here. And she lived only 25 kilometers away from where Puccini worked. So the song is called in English, My Beloved Father, but it also, as Nereo translated it, to my cherished daddy, which I think is rather sweet. Thank you, Rona.
Oh,
and family. Now, without further ado, I'm going to introduce you to two more sisters, Esther and Maureen, who have recently become celebrants to officiate tonight. So this is the real thing.
Haere mai, tēnā koutou katoa. Welcome, greetings to you all. This city is called Kamakimakaura, Auckland, the city of 1,000 lovers. We are here today to witness and celebrate the marriage of Alison Fraser and Nereo Brett. Alison was not born in New Zealand, but her heritage goes back to the 19th century and the gold miners of Otago. This country gives her a feeling of coming home, a sense of belonging. It offers hospitality and generosity. It is a place of natural beauty, set amongst ancient volcanoes and surrounded by the ocean. So Alison was born in Dingle, Rossshire in Scotland, with Withers her mountain and the Murray Firth her sea. Nereo was born in Trieste, Italy, beside the Adriatic Sea and the towering Dolomite Mountain of the European Alps. In today's world, we think of Alison and Nereo as proud boat people. Unlike Alison, Nereo comes from a small family he loves. His daughter Tamara, her husband Jack, and grandson Hamish are here today. His other daughter Rebecca, husband Adrian, and granddaughters Sophia and Isabella were unable to join us. Nereo's brother Mike and sister-in-law Alma are here today. They have all travelled from Melbourne. Alison was adored by her large family. Our mother Ishbel and her 4 sisters, our brother and their partners, together with 15 nieces and nephews and many cousins, are all here to help celebrate her happiness. She is a warm, strong, and capable woman and an inspiration to many. Nereo's love of life and deeply caring nature is very much appreciated by our family. We've come to know him well over the past 2 years, and we cherish him. Their friends have come from around the world, including Australia. To surround them with kindness and love. So Alison and Nereo are great friends and soulmates. A perfect recipe for a successful partnership. They are now to be married here in the joyful presence of family and friends. Their mutual insight, love, generosity, and solidarity of purpose shine through in all they do. So now Maureen, my co-celebrant.
So who's better than poets to capture the essence of love? This poem I'm about to read by Christina Rossetti, a 19th century English poet with Italian parents, describes the indomitable power of love we witness here today in Alison and Nereo. What is the beginning? Love. What the course? Love still. What the goal? The goal is love. On a happy hill, is there nothing then but love? Search we sky or earth, there is nothing out of love have perpetual worth. All things flag, but only love. All things fail and flee. There is nothing left but love, worthy you and me.
So let's begin the formal ceremony. So marriage is not to be entered into lightly. It is an affirmation of love, care, and commitment. It is security.
Now, as Alison and Nereo are about to share their vows, let's turn to an ancient Persian poet this time, with grooming to help bestow our blessings. May these vows and this marriage be blessed. May it be sweet milk, this marriage, like wine and halva. May this marriage offer fruit and shade like the date palm. May this marriage be full of laughter, your every day a paradise. May this marriage be a sign of compassion, a seal of happiness here and hereafter. May this marriage have a fair face and a good name, an omen as welcome as the moon in a clear blue sky.
Today, I, Nereo, affirm my love for you. I vow to share my life in every way, to respect and cherish you in our life together. And a symbol of my deep affection, my deep support.
Today, I, Alison affirm my love for you. I vow to share my life in every way, to respect and cherish you in your life, in our life together. As a symbol of my deep affection, I give you this ring.
I now pronounce you husband and wife. May the power of the universe surround you with goodness and love as your spirits mingle in this marriage. Now we're going to sign the register and Ian
And while the register is being signed, Rona will sing again. Sing more in. Thank you, Campbell. That was magnificent. Nereo Peroni. And he is going to sing for us Come Prima, which is a lovely Italian tune. He's going to talk about it.
Good angle.
Thank you very much for the introduction. This is a lovely song. Nereo asked me some time ago if I would sing something, and I said yes, I'd be delighted to. And but he picked this song, and I did not know it. I knew it, but I never sang it. Then I looked at the words, and I can understand why. They're the most loving words. It's from a film called For the First Time. It was made famous by Mario Lanza, one of the greatest tenors in the world in his time. And he was the star in that. And in the film, For the First Time, there's a song called Come Prima, which is a translation for the first time. So I'd like to dedicate this song to both of you, and with a lot of happiness and good health. And the words, if you can understand my English, and then I'll sing it in Italian. And I'd like to thank Hector, which I only met tonight, so we haven't rehearsed this, so it's all touch and go. Thank you, Hector.
Happiness, you're the rainbow in the sky of a new day. All the clouds have now gone by, that's what I say. Come prima, più di prima, now I know that is sharing love and touch with heaven's glow. What a feeling I am feeling for the first time, and true. Come prima, più di prima, I love you. Come prima, più di prima t'amerò. Per la mia vita ti darò. Sembra un sogno rivederti, accarezzarti. Le tue mani fra le mani stringono ancora il mio mondo, tutto il mondo sei per me. Il mio duolo voglio bene come a te. Ogni giorno, ogni istante
Grazie Mario, e per quelli di noi che parlo italiano qui stasera, penso che avete sentito qualcosa di veramente bella. Thank you Mario, I really appreciate what you've done for us. All right. It's time now to just hear a few words from my wife and me. And in the spirit of equality and modernity, I've been told that she's going first. So we all love Alison, that's why we're here. And I'd like you to put your hands together to hear just a few words she wants to say to you. Thank you.
Ai nuovi sposi!
Mario is an old neighbour of mine in Albert Park, actually. And it was their wedding, Mario and Rick's wedding last year, after 50 years together, that was really part of our inspiration for tonight. So we thank them very much. It was just the most beautiful occasion, and we're hoping we are going to get close to that. Thanks. Anyway, it's a beautiful night, isn't it? And I hope I know it's a bit warm in here, but for some reason I'm not feeling it. So it's great. I'm sorry for those that do. But I want to first of all start by thanking my really wonderful family for your huge contributions to making this day so special. Your love and excitement about today, including all my nieces and nephews who are so much younger than me, has really sustained us both. It's been a really shared joy, and thank you so much. You never failed about supporting me. It's just amazing. A special thank you from Mummy for really being here. I mean, as I was saying to her before, she hates to hear it. It's the reason we came and had our wedding in New Zealand, so that Mummy could be here and centre stage. So thank you ever so much. I do hope all of our friends sort of come around and get to know you tonight, so enjoy. I hope that you're especially proud of my siblings. You know, I had so many offers for bridesmaid roles that we just couldn't have any of them. And so many offers of singing, and there was so much more talent in the room, but we had to deny those because there's so much in the family as it is. So we embrace them, and thank you very, very much. I hope you're especially proud of them, and your wonderful grandchildren, because, you know, if it didn't stop there, they've been doing loads of things. And didn't Ian look amazing in Daddy's kilt? Did Daddy get married in that kilt? Yes. So it's really quite old, isn't it? It's about, how old is the kilt? 72 years. 48. 1948. So, and look how good quality wool is.
70 years.
My nieces and nephews have made an amazing contribution too. You know, Hector and Lily with the music, and the cake, and the choir of cousins, which we sort of invented out of thin air, but they all rolled up and did a fabulous job. I was so delighted by their singing. It was just what I wanted to come into the room with. So thank you very much, every one of you. Karen has made this cake, and you have to say it's a masterpiece. And Esther actually cooked it. So the talents go on. The coordination of, you know, Adeline's been running around helping Anne, who's done an amazing job as wedding planner and just everything. And you should wait to watch some of them dance. I just want you to watch the dance form. And also you can see that Ian's sons are taking over the DVD production. They're all so talented and so lovely, and Nereo and I have fabulous conversations with those that live in Melbourne. We often meet them for dinner, and we're always delighted when we leave, aren't we? Because we've discussed just about everything on the planet. It's just so gorgeous. So thank you all. You know, whether we're having a beautiful Italian meal or a Vietnamese bowl of soup, we just have a lovely time. They're a great credit to their parents. It's just fabulous to see. I'm delighted to be their aunt. And I'm sorry, I'm no longer your spinster aunt. I do wish Daddy could have been here, but he would have been 100 this year. And those who are local went and celebrated that by his gravestone the other day, and it was very beautiful. You know, he'd had a long life. He lived till 84, was it? 80, get my facts right. Anyway, but we love him, and he would have really loved this party, wouldn't he? He'd have just adored it. He was the man who taught us how to party, actually. And well, I'm just so sorry for the fact that I know he was probably very disappointed that it took me so long to find the right man and for him to find me. I'm sure Franca and Marino, Nereo's parents, would have loved to be here too. And I wish I'd met them, because I hear so many stories and they're always delightful. Particularly his mother. She did wonderful things. And Karen, the cake is absolutely beautiful, and it's a shame that we're going to cut it and eat it over and have a good look before it disappears. But we can't keep it for the christening, because there just definitely won't be. Don't think all like that, Karen. Thank you too for those of you who have come despite some adversity in recent weeks and months, and it just seems to be the way life is. And I really appreciate that you're here, and you know who you are, so I'm not going to say all about that. We are honoured you are here and send our love to some of your partners who could not join us, particularly to Peter Sweatman, Patricia's husband, and Peter Maloney, Annette's husband, who, for all sorts of reasons, very bad backs and other things, are not able to be here tonight. And Hamish, where are you? Oh, good. It was really magic having you reveal the rings. I just didn't know whether they were going to happen, but we knew that your skills, which I hope you're practicing tonight, were going to really work, and we could rely on you. And I'd really like to thank you for bringing your parents, Tamara and Jeff. We're so delighted to have you all here. It's just lovely. We adore it. And I have to thank you. Here, let's give him a clap. The magician, Hamish. Thank you, Judy, too. I don't know if anyone's noticed my new hair. And the magic she's done with my hair and makeup. I feel 10 years younger and just divine, so thank you. And it's been so nice to have you here, and, you know, as a dear friend, also being able to support me. It was just one thing I couldn't, I didn't have to worry about at all. She even did my nails. I don't know, I never wear nails. So it's just amazing. There she is up the back. And just thank you, all of you, for being here to witness and enjoy this very happy occasion. In the last few years, you have helped us more deeply understand, and I mean this hugely and very much from my heart, to understand the love and care of friends and family. It has carried us on a cloud of joy and happiness, for which we are eternally grateful. So thank you from the bottom of my heart, and I'm sure from the bottom of Nereo's heart too. And thank you, my darling husband, for making me the happiest woman in the world. You're the most caring and loving man, and you have in many ways transformed my life. But I am going to say Alison Fraser. You know. That's a non-negotiable. We have had a wonderful time over these last few years, which some of you realise is quite astounding, but it's true, and it's only because of you. So thank you. We look back on the year, and we've had all sorts of issues, but we then see what joy we've had and what adventures we've had, and it's just been bliss. So thank you for making it possible. I love the smile in your eyes, and I hope I bring you joy. Adorable smile in his eyes, which is just divine. Take note, it's just really bliss when you see his eyes. I give you all my love and tenderly, and if you saw my love, you'd love him too, and I love you. And I was told many years ago that a man and love was the icing, not the cake. I don't believe it, because the icing's fabulous, okay? So thank you very much, all of you, and have a really fun evening.
Thank you, Alison. I didn't think I'd find myself being the final spokesperson for the evening, and a speech like that is really difficult to follow up. Being sung to and told how much in love we are is sort of throws me back a little bit in terms of what I was going to say. But I do have some notes. I'll try not to repeat too much of what Alison has said, but I really feel the same as she does about us and about our involvement with her family, etc. And I'll come to more of that in a minute. First of all, I'd like to really thank you all for coming this evening, or these special days, because you're being here and the efforts you've made to get here are really, really appreciated. The geographic diversity of those amongst us is quite amazing. I mean, Lillian has come from Spain, Campbell McLaughlin and Lachlan McLaughlin and Rona Fraser have come from Berlin, and I think we should give Rona another applause. It was fantastic. And thank you, Campbell, for the accompaniment for Hector and Lily as well. Patricia Switman has come from Los Angeles. Mario and Rick have actually come here after leaving New York, flying to Milan, flying into Australia, and then coming here to be here with us. So I think the fact that he was able to reach those notes in the song is pretty amazing. And we also have a visitor from Denmark, Isabel. Of course, that Denmark is in Western Australia. So. The other geographic diversity is the regions of Australia. Brisbane, many of my old colleagues are from Brisbane, Noosa, Sydney, Melbourne, and Fairhaven. And we even have a few right here from New Zealand, isn't it? And I have to say, I've been to Auckland now 3 or 4 times, and it really does surprise me with its beauty and the way it works, and the people that you see in the street and everything. It's really a real credit to the way that it's organised. It's wonderful. In my interaction with Alison's friends, now my new friends as well, it was evident that there was a little bit of difficulty with the pronunciation of my name, because it can be either Nereo or Nereo or Nereo. Now the last one, Nereo, is actually the correct Italian pronunciation, and some of you have even tried to say that. Certainly my friends from my organisation in Brisbane always call me Nereo, and I'm very comfortable with that. Obviously my mother and our relatives always call me Nereo. The other one was Nereo and Nereo. And in my early years it was difficult to go around saying I'm Nereo, because at the age of 16 or 17 you want Bill or Jack or Michael even, you know. And my brother was called Mike, so I couldn't change to that. But I met this lovely young girl. We were studying Italian together, and in those days it was the thing to do at the age of 17 to walk through Swanston Street in Melbourne and have a cappuccino. You know, there weren't too many cappuccinos around those days. So we had this cappuccino, and she said, "Oh, I don't know your name, but my name is Gianna." She was Italian, obviously. "My name is Gianna, but everybody calls me Jean." And I thought, here's my chance. No more Nereo, you know. She said, "What's your name?" And by that stage, I'd actually adopted a middle name, which wasn't that common in Italy at the time, of Richard. So I immediately said, well, my name is Nereo, but everybody calls me Rick. And she said, oh, that's nice, that's terrific. So we went away, and 2 or 3 days later, I got home, and my parents were sitting at the dining table, looking gloomy. And as I walked in, they said, hello, Rick. And of course, I had forgotten. And they said, come here, Rick. We want to talk to you, Rick. So they gave me a very long lecture about why it was important to retain the name of Nereo, etc. And they told me how I was named after the coach of the Italian soccer team. Hopefully I would grow up to be as good as him at playing soccer, coaching soccer. Anyway, I didn't convince them about the sort of ethnic or social argument, and they virtually said, if you don't call yourself Nereo, we've got big problems. So, I still saw Gianna for a while after that, but she had to call me Nereo, and that was the end of it. So getting back to the point, I don't mind if you call me Nereo, or Nereo, or Nereo, but please not Rick. There are many people that I wish to thank on this occasion. It's very important when you get together. These events aren't that frequent. And I think, first of all, Alison's sister Anne for being our tireless and enthusiastic MC and wedding planner, and with her husband Mark, who's just over there. Well, I'm not going to leave that down, am I? For generously offering their home tomorrow for the recovery lunch that we're all going to enjoy. Now, I hope you all kept the address of where it is, because I'm not going to be sending out emails tonight. It's also because of Anne and Marsha's membership of this club that we have this fantastic venue and have been able to enjoy it. And I hadn't seen it until 2 days ago. Alison had been here in Germany and saw it, and I found it eye-opening. It was just terrific. Really seems to be well organised, well run. We've had tremendous relationships with the events manager, and it's come to this, so hopefully we'll continue to enjoy it. We were also wonderfully surprised when Esther and Maureen told us earlier this year that they had decided they would like to be marriage celebrants and that we would be their first clients. Not only did that signal a desire to enhance their already successful careers, but also the certainty of an invitation to our wedding. And that wedding cake, Alison's already referred to it, and it's just fantastic. I don't know how you do that stuff. I couldn't even do that in plaster.
It's divine, Karen. Thank you ever so much. I know it took you days.
I called it, in my notes I called it a sculpture of sweetness. And Rona's singing was superb, wasn't it? Thank you again, Rona. And to your talented musical family. And Campbell, Hector on the piano, Isabel and Sandy in the choir, and also Antonia, Adeline and Karen. Thank you for your musicality. It's really made the night. Thank you. And of course Mario too. A special thanks to Wayne Tomlinson at the Brett's Hotel for his generosity in our welcome to Auckland last night. I know everybody really enjoyed the venue. They really enjoyed the few hours of socialising that we had, and it kind of set the tone for this evening. I think people feel a little bit more than they know each other, certainly from the people that I've introduced tonight would say that. But the one person I truly wish to thank from the bottom of my heart is Alison's mother, Ishbel. The family that she and her late husband Ron raised is truly remarkable. All of its members who I have met in these few years, the first, second and third generations, display a love and affection that seems rare to find. I thank Ishbel and her family for welcoming me into their clan in such a warm and loving way. In meeting most of them over the past 3 years, their internal affections prompted me to think more about the notion of clan. And please bear with me a couple of minutes, because when I was thinking about this, I really struck a chord within me. Of course, it's a notion readily associated with the Scottish people, but it reminded me of a monograph written in Rome in 2006 by a second cousin who was facing health challenges and wanted to record thoughts and experiences of value to him. The title of his paper was, in Italian, Gente Mia, and that means my people or my clan. That cousin, Fulvio Di Marco, lived at Ostia near Rome. Some of you may have been there, because Ostia Antica is the site of the ancient Roman port, and is as instructive to visit as you would find Pompeii near Naples. On retiring, this cousin became an expert in deciphering Roman antiquities and in the daily lives of the Romans. Recently, rereading his words, it crystallised for me one of the two fundamental reasons why Alison and I are here before you today. The first reason, of course, is love. We love each other deeply and the strength it gives us by being together. Indeed, the inscription we have chosen to be engraved in our rings is believing in love. So we can take them off and show you. But the second reason is just as fundamental. You would all be aware that over the past 3 years, Alison and I have faced a number of challenges. My cousin Fulvio was facing his own challenges when he wrote, and I quote, "This is the reason that I wish to record the past, because my clan, with its tenacity, its will, its fortitude, courage in its own ideas, and sense of dignity, together with a sense of irony, has taught us to live and has taught me to live. And nothing else can best express that virtuous cycle as the word hope. It is that sense of hope that Alison and I share fundamentally." My point is that hope in this context is not just a sentiment confined to two people. It is supported by relationships within family and friends and the love that flows from those relationships. So we're delighted to find ourselves here this evening to enjoy each other's company and thereby sharing with you our commitments to love and hope. It's been a wonderful pleasure so far. I hope we all enjoy the rest of the evening. I'm sure we would. And thank you once again for coming. Thank you, Alison, for being my bride. And now it's time for the cake. Oh yes, we're lucky to have with us this evening a lovely couple. Well, one of them is lovely. John's fantastic, but Felicity kept saying fiance to me for the last couple of years. So you're the last year. So you're the fiance, you know. And I said, well, if Alison's a fiance, I guess technically that's right. But it's something that really jarred with me a bit. But this evening, as soon as the ceremony was over, she said, "Hello, husband." So we're in the good books again, aren't we? Yeah. But congratulations, it's your wedding anniversary. 45? 45 years tonight. Round of applause for this evening. And now we cut the cake. Is that right? Where's Amy?
Yeah, no, I usually say you for a kiss. If you cut the cake. Quick kiss.
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 Kiss, kiss, kiss.
Kiss, kiss.
It's a Scottish queen.
Yeah. You have to share a drink. Share a drink. That's so loving.
It's handmade this.
It's a loving cup. It's a loving cup. Made by me.
It's indeed my honour to have been asked by Alison and Nereo to propose the toast to the bride and groom. Prior to doing so, I thought I would just give a couple of minutes bio on Alison so that Nereo's family and friends could understand a little more about her loving family and background, and more importantly for Alison's large family here to understand a bit more of the detail of Nereo. You might not quite know all you think you know about him. The thing is, if you look at their bios, the thing that stands out is they've got so much in common. Apart from close families, and Nereo's got his loving brother Mike down the back there with his lovely wife Alma. Where are you, Mike? And of course, Nereo's daughter Tamara, husband Jeff down the back, and Hamish, of course, is the product of that family. So Nereo comes from a small family, Alison comes from a big one. But they share a lot of other things. They share a love of travel, they share a research background, they share a European background. Alison, of course, was born originally in Scotland, hence the kilt tonight, moved to New Zealand, to North Canterbury, I understand, Alison, where you grew up, and from, forgive me, but reading between the lines, you might have been a little bit of a tomboy in your day, with swimming in the Waitohi River, climbing trees and things like that. The big change in Alison's life came... Sorry? Dreamer. The big change in Alison's life when came when she met Angela Dobbs, and Angela's here tonight. Where are you, Angela? Angela, it goes back a long way with Alison, as does Wayne, who was our host last night from London days, I believe. But the real big change came when Alison took off to London, but she didn't intend to go to London, as I understand it. She bought a one-way ticket around the world, or to Europe, and ended up in London, where she met and had a life-changing experience in a career with Debbie, who's here. Debbie?
Yes.
Where are you, Debbie?
She's one of my oldest friends.
One of Alison's oldest friends, and also Marianne Parry. Marianne Parry, where are you?
Yeah.
Big life-changing times and friends, and this is the thing about Alison. She's made friends when she was 24 that she's still got today, and I won't say how old she is today, of course, but they've been lifelong friends. At 24, Alison spent the time travelling and ended up in London, became a director of a leading international qualitative research company, and hence her research background. That job involved lots of travel. It was owned by a couple called Mary and John Goodyear, and apparently, sadly, John passed away fairly recently, I think in October this year, and couldn't, obviously his wife couldn't make it, his widow couldn't make it. In the mid-80s, Alison joined J. Walter Thompson, which was quite a very well-known and international advertising agency, and there are people here tonight who have had lots of experience with J. Walter Thompson. And that was on this side of the world, where she once again made lifelong friendships with two of whom are with us here tonight, Linda Luce and Sue Lilly. Where are you, Linda and Sue? There you go. In 1990, Alison launched her own boutique research company, from which she retired in 2017, so it was a long stint. And again, during that 27 years, Alison made lots of friends, and 5 of her clients, who were originally clients, became close friends, and they're here tonight. These people who I refer to are Michael Cox. Michael. Jeff Swanson. Yes. Jeff, good on you, Jeff. Nick Puka. Parker, is that how you pronounce it? Puka. Jane Reed and Andrea Willis. Jane and Andrea? Good on you. Okay. So the point that I'm trying to make, and not making very well and not very eloquently, is that Alison makes friends with people and she hangs on to those friendships. Alison retired in 2017, as I said, and her plan was, she sold up in Melbourne, and her plan was to move back to New Zealand. As you know, in Australia, we keep the best and kick out the rest. So there was no way we were going to let her go back to New Zealand. So Alison decided, having met Nereo, that she might think about staying in Australia, and thank goodness for that. Now we come to Nereo. Well, what can I tell you about Nereo? Nereo is a lovely friend. He's a good brother to Mike, and is very fond of Mike and Alma, I know. But I feel like in a sense, a brother to him as well. I met Nereo when he was working in Shell back in the 70s. We were on a negotiating skills course together, and they broke us into syndicates of 2, and we had to negotiate against each other and come to some conclusion. I think there were 20 odd people on the course, and so there were 10 groups of 2. Nereo and I were the only ones that came to a settlement and a negotiated settlement. And it was simply because he took pity on me and conceded the argument, and we were the only successful pair on the course. He was born in Trieste, came to Australia in 1996. As I said, we keep the best. 1956. Sorry, 1955, you're right. I better stick to my notes. Mike was born in 56. That's what the 56 was about. Nereo and his family spent 6 weeks in a migrant camp, Bonagilla. We keep them in camps a lot longer these days. He settled in Melbourne and went to school in Balwyn and Blackburn. He was captain of the soccer team, public speaking team, and editor of the monthly school magazine. He graduated in 1969 from the La Trobe University, managing in pure mathematics. Now, you might ask what's impure mathematics, I don't know. But it was pure mathematics and economics. He joined Shell, as I've said, for a 24-year career, mainly in marketing, where he met Max Yan and Ian Pakes. And I know Max and Ian are here.
Max is here.
Max is here, and Ian's hiding somewhere in the background, is he? Over there. Max Yan and Ian Pakes became lifelong friends as well. He was in corporate strategy, planning international commercial businesses and international commercial responsibilities based in the Netherlands and Australia. In the 70s, he was blessed with the birth of 2 daughters, Tamara and Rebecca, and as I've said, Tamara and her family are here tonight. And he's got 3 lovely grandchildren, and they've been referred to already tonight, Hamish in particular. He was seconded to Canberra in 1978 to the Prime Minister's Department, to a senior advisor to the Department of the Prime Minister and Cabinet. In the mid-90s, he headed the export and investment attraction activities of the Victorian government when Jeff Kennett was the Premier of Victoria. I don't think it was a particularly enjoyable time for you, but no. Something to do with the then Premier, I think. After a period of management consulting, he moved to Queensland and settled in Noosa in 2001. And I might pause here and just ask the waiters if they could top up the glasses, because I'm about to propose a toast for the bride and groom, and I want to make sure everybody's got a glass. Just to continue while that's happening, in the early 2000s he was invited to join the management committee of COASIT, which is an Italian welfare organisation, which is a provider of home aged care facilities in Brisbane and the Gold Coast, and a leading provider of Italian language teaching as well in Queensland. Tonight we have a number of people from COASIT's CEO, Mrs. Dina Ranidri. Where is Dina? Hiding down the back there, Dina. The Treasurer, Mr. Tony Brown. Tony, where are you? Good on you, Tony. And the board member, Mr. Joe Bonica. Where's Joe's down there? Good on you, Joe. He was awarded in 2004 the title of Cavaliere, which is a knighthood from the Italian government. And that was for the services that he provided to the Italian community in Australia. Fortunately, they give you a lapel pin, not a ring, so we don't have to kiss his ring, we only have to look at his lapel ring. He and Alison seem to be developing a successful allocation of domiciles between her beautiful Fairhaven home and the lovely Noosa Villa place that Nereo owns. A couple of other points that I think he'd be embarrassed that if I raised, but I will raise them anyway because we know each other well enough. Nereo is a great guitar player and a good singer, and anytime you should be lucky enough to find him with his guitar, encourage him to get it out, sing a song and strum along.
Christmas!
He's also a fanatic on Sudoku and crosswords, and if you talk to Alison, you don't get much out of Nereo in the morning over breakfast while that's going on. Finally, I'd like to say, on behalf of all of us here tonight, what a pleasure it is to see you together. So much love, so much happiness in the room. We wish you lots more of it for the years to come. And I'd ask you now, ladies and gentlemen, to stand, raise your glasses, and share the longevity, happiness, love and health of Nereo and Alison.
Thank you all, and thank you, Jim, for that lovely toast. Now, I'd like to introduce you to the Nairobi Trio, who are at the other end of the room.
So beautifully with that camera, it's just wonderful.